Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about dominoes when it comes to the environment. How one thing leads to the next, that leads to the next, that leads to the next. See, normally when a piece of environmental news breaks, most people look at it and they're like, oh, that's horrible. Oh, well, and they go on about their day, right? They don't give it any further thought because they either aren't aware or don't want to accept the fact that we are all connected. We're all one. And that little development will have another little development that will make them say, oh, and go on about their day. You do that long enough, it's going to impact you directly in a really bad way. So today, we are going to talk about the downstream effects when it comes to the environment. In this case, both figuratively and literally. Right now, I think the single most underreported story that is occurring at the moment is what's happening with the Colorado River. What time is given to this story? Well, it tends to focus on water supplies for people, because that tends to be the priority. But there's another thing that's happening, another development. See, in Lake Powell, there are fish. And there are fish that live near the surface of the water. But because the water level has dropped, the surface of the water is now closer to the part of the dam that allows you to get through, right? So some fish are doing that. So they're getting into a new area. And what is of particular concern to biologists right now are smallmouth bass ending up below the Glen Canyon Dam, because that's where this endangered species, the humpback chub, lives. And they have found that there are smallmouth bass down there, and they can safely assume at this point that they're reproducing. The chub was brought back from the brink of extinction, but now it has a problem again. Rest assured, if this problem is not corrected, if it's not fixed, that will cause another problem, and then another, and then another. And eventually, it could end up being something like, the riverbed deteriorating. It could cause a lot of issues that might eventually end up impacting people. But by the time it does, it's too late. And if there is one thing that you can learn from the media coverage of what's happening with the Colorado River, it's that they're not going to tell you how bad the problem is. They're barely going to mention it. They're going to wait until there's not much that can be done about it. We need to start paying better attention to environmental stories that are going on and listening to those people who have made that their pet cause. There are people out there who are subject matter experts. And it's not that they don't say what's going on. They do. It's just that normally large business interests kind of push them off to the side. Oh, don't listen to them. Those tree huggers, We should probably listen to them. They know what they're talking about. And generally speaking, they've been right. So this is another development. In and of itself, sure, the news, and go on about your day. But these are signs that the problems are going to get worse. Every piece of negative environmental news creates another, and then another. We have to get to the point where we can kind of live in balance. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.